After the UNLV game, I thought we took a step in some areas. And then tonight I thought we actually took a step back in some of those areas as well. Obviously rebounding, we still haven't figured out the turnover, but one of the things I think we talked about with our guys coming forward was what would be best for us. It just in a sense of giving direction, and it was zone, but we knew this was a team that was capable of making three-point shots. Unlike Vegas. Vegas didn't shoot it as well as these guys do, but that just requires a little bit more energy and a little bit more effort and understanding who's out on the floor. And I didn't think we did a good job of that early. We gave up obviously 9 3-pointers in the first half, but I wasn't pissed. That we gave them. It was the who that we gave them up to. That made the shots and the sense of urgency when we closed out to them. And then I thought we didn't show fight when that was going on. I thought it was more of a victim's mentality to where, well, they're making shots tonight, so it's their night, sort of a thing. And we just didn't overcome it, but talked a little bit after the game. The assistant coaches chimed in, but I thought the best comment came from Hunter Maldonado as a guy that's out for us, and what he saw as a teammate, and what he thought wasn't there, and how it can be corrected, or the information that is being given to him for the game. It's there, so it's not like they went out there and did something that we never seen before or play a different way. It just comes back to, I just thought our energy and our edge wasn't there to start the game, and we allowed a three-point shot, and then from there I just thought kind of got away.
Yeah, you mentioned who you gave it up to, and some of the guys talked about how you had the scouting report but weren't able to follow it. Why do you think that's not translating from practice or from when you guys just talk about scouting report to the game?
Well, I think that goes back to, it's just twofold, because I thought we did a great job at UNLV with the scouting report. And then, the turnaround here, I thought we didn't. And to be honest with you, I would just say inexperience, from guys understanding what it takes at the college level to know that, yes, we give you that information for a reason. We're not just doing it just to do it, but it does take, it requires some intellect too, at the end of the day, understanding it. But, regardless of that, I told him, if you're ever unsure, just play hard. And I just didn't think that was a part of us tonight.
Yeah, the rotation, some of those threes you were talking about, it seemed like you guys are slow to rotate. Some of them are just wide open, not even a contested threes. Is that how concerning is that still at this point of the year? Can you still use, I guess, inexperience as an excuse or as something for that?
Well, at the end of the day, I don't think it's an excuse. It's a fact to me, because you're dealing with guys that outside of JJ. None of these guys had played last year, even Jordan. But when you're bringing Trace along, and this being his 4th game, and then now AJ Banks, TJ Taylor, Brandon Porter are now getting extended minutes. Yeah. That's a part of the process within learning the game of basketball, that you're going to go through some ups and downs. Like I said, I thought we did a great job. We just didn't have enough to beat them. And then tonight, I didn't think our intellect or our energy and our effort was there.
Yeah, and you mentioned the zone. Part of the reason you play was try to limit the mental mistakes.
Yeah.
And do you think that's happening? Are you getting what you want out of that?
Well, I'll say this. Even after Vegas, just not even tweaking it, but trying to better explain to our guys how we need to defend within the zone. And understanding, we just put pieces out there, and when we walk through, and we even did it on the diagram, and we did it on video to show, bodies out there, how we should look when bodies are out there, and then understanding that their passes have to be float passes versus, quick passes, because float gives you time to rotate. And again, I just thought, yeah, we were kind of a step slow, or sometimes we helped more than we needed to help on certain scenarios, and took us out of position to where we couldn't get back to shooters.
You mentioned Hunter and some of the assistants talking. Just kind of what I mean, when you're going through this stretch, this funk you guys are in, what's the mood of the locker room? What's the morale?
Well, again, I mean, I thought, actually, to be honest with you, before the game, I thought the energy was tremendous. You know, I thought the guys was really up. And again, I always think JJ sets the tone with that, with how he approaches the game, how he approaches shoot around. I thought it was great. After the game, again, I thought the mood was down. Obviously, you want to be down after you lose. But what I appreciated was, you know, sometimes it's good for our guys to hear a different voice besides my own. And I thought the three assistants spoke up about some things. And then again, I thought Hunter Maldonado made some great points to our guys about figuring some things out and understanding that we are getting the right information.
Yeah.
Some of this comes back to how hard we play and how hard we take this information to the court.
Yeah.
Gags?
Well, yeah, I thought it was a little bit of both, Gags. I thought, you know, there was a few times, even at halftime or even in the second half, what we tried to get our guys to understand that we wasn't coming back with a one-shot, 10-point play to where, you know, a lot of it started to look like one-on-one basketball. And within that, we just told them we have to get one stop after another stop after another stop. And then on the offensive end, we still have to be able to move the basketball from side to side. Now, at the same time, you know, if JJ has the basketball, we allow him to try to go do some things. The other guys, I don't know if are necessarily ready to do some of the things that JJ are doing. So we want to be able to move the ball from side to side. But I thought just around the rim, the length of Daniels and the length of the big kid, 31, affected our guys. But at the same time, I try to tell those guys, you're trying to make everything an athletic contest, and that's the difference between playing high school and college basketball. That it's okay to shot fake sometime and get a guy off his feet, jump into him, and go to the foul line. But you know, I just thought we tried to just go play above the rim, and they had athletes that was just as capable of playing above the rim. I don't know. He didn't. I asked, was he ready? He said no. So I don't know. I don't know if that meant hurt or. It wasn't my. That wasn't my choice. How about that?
I really appreciate it. Yeah. Do you think about a lineup change there now, or can you even do a lineup change? With your numbers.
We actually talked about it at halftime. Because I thought about starting Thompson at the 5 and then starting TJ. But, you know, we decided to stay the same way.
Yeah.
Not came out and then played for however long he played and asked for a sub. But to me, to be honest with you, it was kind of out of hand at that point.
Yeah.
You know, I just cared more about play hard, fight, improve on something within your basketball game. But no, not really. I mean, with Utah State coming in, I hadn't had a chance to watch them, just watch their scores. I know they've had a solid season up to this point. But if he's fine, then no, I'm not doing anything. Or I'm playing too.
Yeah, you mentioned the energy and the effort in not coming out with that. Do you think, I mean, with 7 guys you're down to now, do you think guys are holding back at the beginning of the game, knowing they have to try to exert all that energy throughout the course of the game?
I thought it's always unique because you kind of look at some of the things hindsight. With JJ hurting or tweaking his ankle at UNLV and his shoulder coming in, popping in and out, you know, we weren't able to practice per se. You know, we got a workout in. You know, guys got up shots, we did a lot of cardio stuff, but we didn't do banging type stuff. and then we walked through our zone defense just to make tweaks to adjust to what they were able to do. And then, like I told them at the end of the day, guys, I tried to spend 40 minutes encouraging them.
Yeah.
Did not yell, did not scream. And I asked them a simple question afterwards, like, do you guys want me to do that? And without a question, they said, yeah, coach, you didn't do that tonight. But I'm trying to find ways to not figure them out, but motivate them at the end of the day. So a kid like AJ, who I think is really talented, and I'm sitting there saying, we need more out of you. We need you to play with a little more confidence, a little bit more assertiveness. And as I spent the whole night encouraging you, or just trying to correct your stuff, but no yelling, no screaming, or anything of that nature. And I went down the line, But, in the process of figuring it out, you got to try some things. So I tried it. To me, it didn't work. So probably a little bit more. And this is what guys don't understand. I told them that I'm yelling. Even when I'm yelling, it's encouragement. It's not degrading. It's not disrespectful or anything of that nature. It's almost like that energy helps, because if I'm yelling and I'm screaming and I'm down, you see that, and then some of that wears on to you. But if you're, in my case, just encouraging or sitting down and not on the edge like that, maybe that has something to do with tonight as well.
Are there things that you see physically on the court that you think you can correct, where you can turn this thing around, or is it too much of a numbers issue? How do you?
Well, at the end of the day, I'm a fighter. And like I told our staff, this is what we got. We got to figure something out. So even tonight, well, I thought, they hadn't been playing great basketball, but what they do have is talent. When you look at their lineup, they have talent. But I told our guys that's not to say that, okay, we just pack it in or anything like that. We just got to figure something out. Now, we still got season left, and we'll say, well, what are you fighting for? At the end of the day, we're fighting to get better. We're and especially the newer guys, because at the end of the day, JJ is taking on a lot, and even the way teams are now playing JJ is saying you other guys have to do something to help what he's trying to do. Because to be honest with you, I thought he played hard tonight. I thought he tried his tail off. I just didn't think it was a collective effort throughout the group.
So, and not the turnovers. It continues to be a problem. Are those? Is that decision making? Is that just fumbling the ball out of bounds? What do you think?
I think it's more just passiveness. To be honest with you, like obviously we want to try to get the ball in JJ's hands, but not at the expense of trying to turn the ball over. So I think even just with the scouting report today. We tried to keep the ball away from whoever Zero was guarding and let that guy become the point guard in what we're doing. And, like I got on AJ, or I just yelled at, like the guy was open, just throw the basketball. But there was a delay within what you did. So the guy thought you wasn't going to throw it, and he left, and then you throw it, and it goes out of bounds. That to me, like the coach would say, some of this stuff, guys, this is you. This ain't coaching. Passing and catching, we've done that since elementary school, junior high, high school, and even now, those simple things sometimes seem like the more difficult things to do. But again, it comes back to being assertive. So, and it's a catch-22, because we're saying, yes, you have to be assertive, but that don't mean you have to be assertive to go try to score right away. The assertiveness comes with, okay, he's not there, get the ball up the floor, and now get away and let everybody get to where they need to get. But just being passive and unsure of, well, should I throw it to JJ or should I throw it to Trey? Like, we just got to get better at that. And that comes with practice, that comes with playing. And again, like I told them guys, this is what we have. At the end of the day, we got to get better as a basketball team.
Appreciate it.